Welcome, students, to our explainer on the crucial backbone of the hospitality industry, the supply chain. Whether you're managing an exclusive boutique hotel or running a massive high-volume restaurant, the systems running quietly in the background are what literally determine your success. Have you ever wondered how a hotel or restaurant makes absolutely sure that the right products are available at the exact right time? Behind every single successful hospitality operation is a supply chain. From planning and purchasing supplies to preparing products, delivering them, and handling returns, every step must work together perfectly. Because if one thing breaks, well, the guest experiences the fallout. To understand exactly how this all clicks together, we're going to use an incredibly effective framework called the SCOR Model. That stands for Supply Chain Operations Reference. We'll be walking step by step through its 5 repeating stages: plan, source, make, deliver, and return. Now, this model isn't just a straight line. It's actually a continuous, circular journey. Think of it as a framework that integrates various business concepts to help you improve processes from the supplier's supplier all the way down to the customer's customer. It's a constantly repeating cycle, and it's designed to do one main thing: satisfy demand. So let's dive into stage 1, plan. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with planning. You're aligning your operations with financial goals, forecasting demand, and making some massive operational decisions. A huge part of this is inventory management, which relies on 3 distinct types of stock. First up, cycle inventory. That's your normal, everyday working stock that satisfies anticipated demand and gets continuously replenished. Then you've got safety inventory. Think of this as your buffer against supply chain hiccups or sudden spikes in demand so you don't lose out on revenue. And finally, seasonal inventory, which you build up for highly predictable events, like a major holiday rush or a change in the weather. All right, moving right along to stage 2, source. Now that we've got our plan locked in, it's time to find, assess, and onboard the absolute best suppliers. Sourcing is basically the infrastructure of getting your materials. It's all about evaluating what suppliers can do, negotiating pricing, and figuring out payments. Landing trustworthy, cost-effective suppliers is what guarantees a reliable flow of goods to keep your operations incredibly well-oiled. When you're sourcing, you generally have a choice between 2 main paths. Direct sourcing means you're procuring goods straight from the manufacturers with absolutely no middlemen. This gives you way more control over cost and quality. On the flip side, indirect sourcing uses intermediaries, like distributors or wholesalers. Sure, this might come with slightly higher costs because of markups, but it gives you incredibly convenient access to a much broader catalog of products. But here's the secret: you don't actually have to choose just one. In reality, most successful businesses use a hybrid sourcing model. They find that perfect middle ground. For example, they might use direct sourcing for critical, high-volume items to strictly control those costs, while leaning on indirect sourcing for lower-volume items where they really want to benefit from a distributor's wide variety and expertise. Which brings us to stage 3, make. With our materials successfully sourced and delivered, we enter the transformation phase. This is where those raw materials are turned into finished hospitality products. And this manufacturing process requires strict adherence to a schedule through a few key subtasks. It kicks off with assembly, literally putting the components together. Next comes testing to verify the quality and performance. Then inspection, where you're actively hunting down any defects to ensure everything complies with your standards. And finally, packaging, which involves labeling and safely storing those products so they're ready for shipment or immediate sale. But remember, this isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal. During the make stage, managers have to constantly be on the lookout for 2 major pitfalls. First is waste. That's any inefficient use of materials or having to scrap and rework products way more than is reasonable. The second is deviations. These are the delays or quality issues that stray away from your original production plan. Keeping a tight lid on these 2 factors is absolutely vital for protecting your profit margins. Products are ready, so let's hit stage 4, deliver. Once products are ready to go, the delivery stage becomes incredibly important. Why? Because it's often the very first point where the customer directly interacts with your brand. A robust delivery process isn't just about handing something over. It's a whole lot more. It involves comprehensive warehouse management, meticulously processing customer orders, and executing transportation logistics seamlessly. If you drop the ball at this stage, the customer's perception takes an immediate, massive hit. And finally, we arrive at stage 5, return. This final stage handles the safe and efficient management of surplus, defective, or unsold goods that need to flow back into the supply chain. And listen, returns management is just as crucial as delivery. Making this process simple, straightforward, and positive directly impacts customer loyalty and the likelihood of repeat business. Honestly, it's a massive customer service touchpoint that you simply cannot afford to get wrong. Efficient returns actually rely on a highly structured approach built on 3 core pillars. Pillar number 1 is reverse logistics. This is the physical movement backward through the supply chain, receiving, inspecting, and restocking those returned items. Pillar 2 is the customer experience. This means establishing incredibly clear policies and offering diverse, easy return options to keep the customer happy, even when things didn't work out. And the third pillar is asset recovery. This is how you reclaim the financial value of that returned product. Maybe you refurbish it, resell it as is, or dispose of it safely to minimize financial losses and waste. A successful supply chain depends on how well these 5 stages work together. Understanding the SCOR model helps us see how products and services move from suppliers to customers and how each stage can be improved. They don't operate in silos. They constantly repeat and interact to orchestrate a seamless experience. So as you look at your own hospitality projects, I'll leave you with this final thought. Which of these 5 stages is currently the weakest link in your operational chain? And what exactly will you do tomorrow to strengthen it?